see. Hell no, I can't see. Assalamu alaikum, Mahami.
Where are you?
We are about to leave Moo and Brew.
Moo and Brew?
Yeah, we did not eat. We just had, I had a Diet Coke, Joe had 2 beers. We're on our way to pick up my meds and then home. One more day, honey.
I know. What are we doing for dinner then?
We got leftovers, don't we? I'm making
Not
Joey.
enough.
I bought. Don't worry about that. I bought Joey a nice hoagie where I can make him a Philly steak sandwich. I can eat eggs.
Okay.
Unless you want to go out.
No, my stomach is really bothering me on my side.
From like the one from last night on.
Yeah,
So
from
you are
all week.
going to have to go to a
I
damn
need it. I know. I need
specialist, gastroenterologist. Okay, you gotta quit farting around. This is going on all the time.
I know. Listen, I took the vegetables for lunch today. So there's some meat, but not
Oh
a lot.
God, no! Why are you doing that?
Oh, I'm
So-
sorry, Joe.
Gee.
Come mierda. I'm sorry, I did something come mierda. I gotta undo it. Yeah? You took the veggies.
Off the phone.
Yeah, so there's some avocado,
Oh, there's some avocado left?
just a little bit.
That's fine for me, and a little bit of meat. And I want. I bought some chicken salad.
Get off.
That's what I have for
Okay.
lunch. You can have the other half. You can take it to work tomorrow. You can eat it tonight.
I don't think I have any. I'm gonna have to take it to work tomorrow.
Do have salad left.
Well,
I'm over here
You need to
at Calle Soy. I'm gonna get you some croquetas.
no, honey.
Okay. All right.
Are you stopping there?
No,
No.
I'm coming to get my meds. That's all.
Alright.
Oh,
You
I
gotta
want to go to
go.
bed early.
yeah, super early, okay? Extra early because your son, since you're gonna be gone and it's your last day, wants you to make him breakfast tomorrow.
And cheese omelet.
Jesus.
Seriously, on a day that I've got to drive till 9 o'clock at night, I'm going to have to get up extra early.
Nah,
Okay.
I just won't see you till Tuesday.
What?
I said I just won't see you till Tuesday.
I'll see you in the morning. I just, how about I make you a cheese sandwich for your dinner tonight? I mean, a cheese omelet for dinner.
Cause Daddy's making me a Philly, remember?
Oh.
We gotta go, cause...
I'll get up tomorrow, baby.
Alright,
Okay.
you need to go.
15 minutes. What's it?
What?
Number 9.
Oh.
One more day, Sue.
You gotta go. You looking for something. Alright. When you come up to Resident Culture, it's right next to it.
Okay. All right, Joe. This here is Resident Culture.
Midwood Country Club.
You get out and you go left.
Yep.
You go past the wall, and Midwood Country Club is well, actually it's something called Black Diamond and then Midwood Country Club.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so it's two.
All right, I'll talk to you later.
Bye.
But I don't have to cross any streets.
No. Remember, it's two businesses now.
Uh-huh.
I need me some. I'm looking for Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
Let's go with the show.
Are we on Briar Creek
Nope.
East way?
Yep. I need me some Sanctus. Sanctus mini herbs. Joe,
Yeah?
how much I love you.
Yes?
Look, one of Mackie's houses.
Huh? You get why I like Moo and Brew?
Yeah, but I bet in August it wouldn't be nice. I
Huh?
like it because there's a parking place. And you know I love chicken wings, but I had chicken salad, and the worst thing one can eat is just overeat. Not eat,
Yep.
eat when you're not hungry and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So I wasn't hungry, so I said, you know what? I'm not gonna have chicken wings.
What were you saying about Moo and Brew? About nice?
It was nice. It was breezy. I liked it.
Mm-hmm.
And it was like in the 80s today, so it's nice when you're... See, that's what happened in Cuba. When the breeze would run from one end, across the island, because it wasn't that... And all you had to do is not walk on La Sera de los Come Mierda on the other side, or get under a tree.
You know, the beach is kind of like that.
Yeah, because you have that breeze.
Yeah, like Murphy's.
Yeah.
You go to Main Street. That's why the nightlife and stuff, that's why it heats up at night. Because the weather cools down.
So I'm gonna get your sandwiches. Well, John's sandwich and your two's Chick-fil-A thing.
Mm-hmm. See, I already know people at Moo and Brew.
You're unforgettable, Joe.
I got 2 new O&M people.
Oh, they got 2 new and them people.
Yeah, but they're not. I don't think they're blind.
So when are they gonna start working with you again?
I don't know, because I don't know if they do cooking.
Oh. Well, you need to ask that.
Mm-hmm. One of the people in my group was talking about she's thinking about going back to school to get her master's in one of the visually impaired teaching fields. I told her, I said, you should, because I could speak from experience. The best teacher I've had for anything related to blind skills were blind.
Come on, man. Go.
This was a playground yard that was sheltering many people here in attendance before, but now it turned into a war zone.
Israel dropped a bomb on a school in Gaza, which it said was being used by Hamas. NPR has discovered that the bomb was made by the U.S.
For Thursday, June 6th, it's All Things Considered.
I'm Elsa Chang.
And I'm Juana Summers. Today is the 80th anniversary of D-Day. We'll share interviews with D-Day veterans over the years.
It was bouncing around, waves blowing over the side. It wasn't long before all of us aboard that little boat was seasick.
Also, we meet the woman at the center of a dispute between the wife of Justice Alito and their liberal neighbors.
And one couple who loves to fish wound up with a surprising big catch, a big old wad of money.
It was just a big
Oh, wow.
brick of money on a regular rubber band. And I think the first thing I said, I was like, babe, money. Life is about to change.
Now news. Live Live from NPR News, I'm Lakshmi Singh. A moment of reflection on the 80th anniversary of D-Day. International crowds gathered in Normandy, France, for emotional commemorations of an event that was a crucial turning point in World War II. Today's ceremonies also served as a moment for President Biden and others to connect the liberation of Europe from Nazi domination to NATO's fight against Russia's invasion of Ukraine. NPR's Eleanor Beardsley has more from Normandy.
At the international ceremony on Omaha Beach, European leaders and royalty, including Britain's Prince William, shook each veteran's hand and thanked them for what they'd done. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky had especially emotional exchanges with several of the veterans, squatting down to hug and talk with them in their wheelchairs. One veteran called him a hero of the people.
Nous vous faisons chevalier de la Légion d'honneur.
President Emmanuel Macron of France awarded the French Legion of Honor to 15 American veterans. The crowd applauded as the aging men struggled to stand so the medal could be pinned to their chest. Eleanor Beardsley, NPR News, Normandy.
Researchers have uncovered a long-running Chinese hacking campaign aimed at spying on military strategy in the South China Sea. It's NPR's Jen McLaughlin.
Experts at cybersecurity firm Sophos are revealing a years-long hacking campaign targeting a high-profile government in Southeast Asia. The researchers are not identifying which country. However, they say the target is often at odds with Chinese officials over policy and territorial claims in the South China Sea, a key issue for Beijing. The hackers used previously unreported malware and hidden systems long enough to steal sensitive data without being caught for quite some time. Chinese hackers appear to be active worldwide in systems from the South China Sea to U.S. critical infrastructure. U.S. officials say the targeted espionage would help Beijing prepare for a potential conflict. Jen McLaughlin, NPR News.
Big day for NASA's Commercial Crew program. One involves Boeing, the other Elon Musk's company SpaceX, which today from Texas launched a 400-foot-tall rocket on a test flight ahead of a future moon mission. For Central Florida Public Media's Brendan Burr.
SpaceX launched its massive Starship on a fourth test, sending the stainless steel rocket farther than ever before and demonstrating key components of the vehicle like landing and re-entry. It's a key piece in NASA's plans to return to the moon. Starship will take the next astronauts to the lunar surface. And in low Earth orbit, Boeing's Starliner capsule with its first human passengers, NASA astronauts Butch Wilmore and Sonny Williams, docked to the International Space Station in a key test flight for that program. Its initial docking was delayed by about an hour due to issues with the spacecraft's thrusters. Now safely at the station, the crew and spacecraft will remain there for about a week before returning to Earth. For NPR News, I'm Brendan Byrne in Orlando.
You're listening to NPR News.
This is WFAE News.
I want to hear this.
Now, a federal judge has approved a $103 million settlement in a lawsuit against a South Carolina paper mill accused of polluting the air around York County with harmful chemicals that smelled like rotten eggs.
Ew.
The Rock Hill Herald reports plaintiffs will split up $18 million of the money. The rest will go toward remedial actions at the new Indy Container Board mill. The paper mill previously said it, quote, let the community down in 2021 when it produced elevated levels of hydrogen sulfide that sickened many nearby residents. The plant says it has since reduced emissions. It was also fined $1.1 million by the EPA. White House advisor Tom Perez met this afternoon with the Latin American Chamber of Commerce at the future site of Spark Centrum. The new building aims to be a major hub for entrepreneurship and economic development for Charlotte's fast-growing Latino community. The center will house nonprofit organizations supporting workforce development, training, and recruitment. During a tour of the building, Perez said it reminded him of a similar organization he worked for in Maryland.
One difference I would observe immediately is the quantity of folks who are committed to this. We didn't have this big a group, and so you're already ahead of where we were at that point. But I'm confident that you're going to be, this is going to be an anchor.
Following the tour, Perez, members of the LACC, and Charlotte Mayor Vi Lyles went to lunch at a local restaurant. The co-publisher and general manager of one of Charlotte's oldest black newspapers has died. Robert Johnson was 84 years old. In a statement, the Charlotte Post says Johnson served many roles at the paper over the years, including columnist, circulation manager, and ad sales representative. His family purchased the paper in 1974. The paper itself was founded in 1878. It's 88 degrees and mostly cloudy in Charlotte. Tonight, there's a 40% chance of scattered thunderstorms, lows near 68.
Here we go again.
And then sunny tomorrow and warm, high near 86. This is WFAE News.
Support
Hey,
for
Daddy.
NPR comes from NPR.
Remember, you
stations.
got to get your
Other
meds, so.
contributors include the FDA.
I'm going
Its
down
sunscreen
Carmel
safety
Road.
campaign is aimed at
And remember the
encouraging people to
potholes.
use broad spectrum sunscreens with
Thank
an
you.
SPF of 15 or higher to block the sun's harmful rays. More at fda.gov/sunscreen.
From NPR News, this is All Things Considered. I'm Elsa Chang in Culver City, California. And I'm Juana Summers in Washington. The Israeli military dropped a U.S.-made bomb onto a United Nations school compound in Gaza, sheltering thousands of displaced civilians earlier today. Israel said it was targeting a group of militants at the school. The director of a Gaza hospital says dozens of people, including children, were killed in the strike. NPR photographed fragments of the bomb, and a Pentagon official says that Israel used the device improperly. NPR's Daniel Estrin joins us from Tel Aviv. Daniel, can you just start by walking us
Step
through
on
the
it,
strike
man.
today? What exactly happened?
Israel's army says this was around 2 a.m. this morning. It was targeting a group of militants. Some of them, the army says, participated in the October 7th attack on southern Israel, which sparked this war. And the army says that the military called off the strike twice before to minimize collateral damage, and that it did go ahead with the strike anyway. And according to the director of the Al-Aqsa Martyrs Hospital in central Gaza, at least 32 people, including 7 children, were killed in this strike. The UN says 6,000 civilians who were displaced in the war were sheltering in the school where this strike took place. And our producer in Gaza, Anas Baba, visited the hospital morgue. He saw a body bag labeled as containing the body parts of 5 children. And he also visited the UN school that was struck. He saw children in the courtyard with injuries. He saw UN workers cleaning up the debris.
This was a playground yard that was sheltering many people here in a tent before, but now it turned into like a war zone.
And he also videotaped parts of the bomb that were still left there at the school. There were serial numbers on these parts, on these shrapnel bits. And so we asked weapons experts to identify what the bomb was.
And Daniel, what were you all able to learn about the type of weaponry that Israel used in this strike?
It was a GBU-39 small diameter bomb. This is according to a Pentagon official and a former U.S. Air Force official who looked at the images that our producer took. This is the same kind of bomb, Juana, that, according to reporting by the New York Times, was used by Israel in a recent airstrike, you may recall, that killed dozens of displaced civilians in Gaza at a tent camp. This was a strike that the Israeli Prime Minister, Benjamin Netanyahu, called a tragic mishap. Now, the Pentagon official I spoke with said that in the strike today, Israel used the bomb improperly. The official said the bomb is intended to cause low collateral damage, but instead, it caused a high number of casualties and was used in a school where Israel knew that there were many people sheltering there. I also spoke to a former U.S. Air Force official, Wes Bryant, who said that the U.S. military would have most likely called off such a strike if it were up to them, where you have militants holed up in a UN school, but you also have displaced civilians there. And U.S. State Department spokesman Matthew Miller is now calling on Israel to be fully transparent about this strike and to name the people who were killed in it.
So Daniel, at this point, how is Israel responding to these charges?
Well, the Israeli military has so far put out 9 names of people they say were militants in Hamas and Islamic Jihad, and put out their photos, said those were people who were killed in the strike and that they're still identifying others. Israel says that these militants should not have been operating inside classrooms and that they were planning attacks on Israelis. Israel says we stopped a ticking time bomb. But unlike the strike a few weeks ago, which Israel has called a tragic mishap, the army has made no mention of civilians killed in this strike. The Israeli military spokesman Daniel Hagari said, "We will pursue anyone who took part in the massacre of October 7th.
That's NPR's Daniel Estrin in Tel Aviv. Daniel, thank you.
You're welcome.
Right now, on the southern U.S. border, most migrants seeking asylum at ports of entry are being turned back.
Good.
This comes just 3 days after the implementation of President Biden's executive order intended to stop illegal crossings into the U.S. The Biden administration says border enforcement agencies are severely underfunded and agents are overwhelmed. But now, immigration agents will be able to determine more quickly whether a migrant has a legal basis to remain in the country. With us now to explain is NPR's Sergio Martinez Beltran, who covers immigration. Hi, Sergio.
Hey, Elsa.
Okay, so how exactly is this rule changing what immigration officials do at the border?
Right, so the stated goal of this rule is to expedite screenings and removals, and Border Patrol agents who are already on the front lines will play a key role in meeting this goal. But it doesn't drastically change what agents have been doing all this time. That's what Rodney Scott, who served as the chief of the Border Patrol under former President Trump and President Biden, says.
So Border Patrol specifically, their job is to make sure that no one sneaks into our national home in between the ports of entry. So regardless of what that person claims later, what their nationality is, how tall they are, it's all irrelevant. They cross the border illegally, Border Patrol has to respond, has to take them into custody, fingerprint them, take some biographical information, and then process them administratively.
The one thing that is new is that in the past, an immigration official would ask a migrant whether they feared persecution or torture if they were to be deported. Now, agents won't have to ask that. The burden would fall on immigrants. They'd have to manifest a fear of persecution. And the new rules also raises the criteria to demonstrate credible fear.
Okay, but the Biden administration says that this new policy could help ease the burden, right, on Border Patrol agents. Can you just explain their side of all of this?
Right, I mean, the southern border has seen a high number of asylum seekers over the last few years, and that has meant that Border Patrol agents have had to spend hours processing all those claims. I talked to Victor Manjarres, the former chief patrol agent of the El Paso and Tucson sectors. He served under Democratic and Republican administrations, and he says this could be the one thing that can free up Border Patrol agents to pay attention to illegal crossings and drug trafficking.
So the processing time, if the asylum number is capped, goes down for the agents, and they have the ability to go back on the field. That's the problem right now.
The executive order kicks in when encounters with unauthorized migrants at the border reach an average of 2,500 in a week. Only migrants with exceptional circumstances, unaccompanied minors, and victims of severe forms of trafficking would be allowed to claim asylum.
And just to be clear, Sergio, this rule, it doesn't shut down the border, right, or eliminate asylum.
Right, it does not. You're right. Biden says the U.S. will continue to honor international agreements, and migrants could still claim asylum. They just have to get an appointment via the CBP One app, something that's pretty hard. It's a lottery system, and there are only about 1,500 appointments a day.
Well, I am curious, what have the people you've talked to said about putting a cap on illegal crossings? Like, do they think it will help achieve what the Biden administration wants here?
Well,
No,
they are
because they want
skeptical about how effective that could be. Manjarres and immigrant rights advocates say the cap will push migrants to more remote areas in order to skirt Border Patrol agents. And in the hot summer months when temperatures reaches over 100 degrees, that could result in deaths, and that could pose an additional challenge for the government.
That is NPR immigration correspondent Sergio Martinez Beltran. Thank you so much, Sergio.
You're welcome.
Some couples like to hike or cook together. For James Cade and Barbie Augustini, they fish with magnets.
They have caught coins, weapons, old tools. But last week they hit the jackpot in a lake in Flushing Meadows, Corona Park in Queens, New York.
When I got the click on the something heavy in the water, and you could tell what it's going to be once it does come out of the water because it's a rusty square. And I said, babe, we got a safe.
That safe was loaded with soggy $100 bills.
It was just a big old stacked brick of money on a regular rubber band. And I think the first thing I said, I was like, babe, money. Life is about to change.
Augustini couldn't believe it. I didn't take him serious. I thought it was a joke, We like to have fun when we're out because we're out for hours at a time. So I just thought he was playing a little joke on me.
The bills weren't in the best condition, but they were legit, and the couple expects to end up with $50,000 to $80,000.
The first thing I noticed when I peeled some of them back, first of all, the money is like a big melted, slimy, brownie, melted gook of mud and a really bad stench.
They called the police, who checked the money and said the bills were so delicate that they couldn't be reviewed for evidence of crime.
They were so in shock that they wanted pictures with us because some people, 20 years of working, they never heard anything like this before.
Yeah. They said that the safe itself was obviously a product of crime because there was the hole in the back, but there was no crime like from us.
So the couple was free to claim it. Kane and Augustini plan to take the money to the Bureau of Engraving and Printing here in Washington, D.C., where the bills can be recovered. And what will they do with their find once it's ready to be spent?
I've always wanted to have a place where I can like raise chickens and goats, have lots of dogs running around, and this kind of fell into our lap, so maybe this will allow us to get there.
Well, if you want to explore the joys of magnet fishing, Kane has some advice for you to get started.
You need a very strong magnet, not the little ones for $20, $30, unfortunately, on Amazon. And also throw really far. I like to tell everyone, swing for the fence. If you know how to swing, like you play baseball or something like that, you need to swing it far.
Swing for the fences. Elsa, are you ready to go fishing? Oh, I am so ready, Juana.
I've never heard of that.
Yeah. When is Father's Day, Joe?
June 16th.
Oh, you guys are going to the wedding.
Yeah.
You're listening to All Things Considered from NPR News.
We're coming back on that day though.
Good afternoon. You're listening to All Things Considered here on 90.7 WFAE and WFAE.org. I'm Nick Delacanal. Just ahead, we hear from one of Samuel Alito's neighbors about an unpleasant encounter she had in the...
I always love those stories when the police get like really cool and like not...
Oh, wow, somebody's working on... somebody's showing...
Wild East?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. That would be an interesting building to buy, knowing that you would have to tear it down so you can literally do whatever in the hell you want with it.
Yep. Hey, Joe.
Yeah?
You know something?
What, Daddy? I always love those stories like that when the police get calls like that. Was like, it ends up being like positive and actually kind of fun. Ooh, what is that over there?
Just went by a crotch rock.